So the Senna's a little bit weird because Aiming likes to take all of his team's farm. So you think he's going to be fasting on Senna? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I don't really know why we did that. Pays was okay on Senna this last game. Nothing spectacular, but did his job. Did I watch this live? No.
GenG, that's a really strong 1-2 opening that is going to give you an incredible amount of power in team fights. And again, a disengage that we saw GenG utilize in the last game.
Now let's see if they do pair that with the Maokai that you were mentioning. Definitely a very strong choice, but instead...
All right, we're going to first pick the Vi away from Canyon. Well, how is he supposed to get their flashes now, guys? How is he supposed to get their flashes now?
Show you how to play it.
And we're going to take Lucian and Nami. Now, Aiming has not been a great Lucian this year. Oh my god, Pays, you're going to play Draven into this? Give me a break.
I've gone full circle on this combo for like, I don't know, expecting that, but...
We're going to ban Rek'Sai. We're going to ban... I'm surprised Keena's been playing Rek'Sai and solo queue. I'm surprised this wasn't more of a priority. Let's really want the Rumble. It's a little bit weird that you ban the Renekton. This is probably Rumble support, which is why the top lane bans are still coming in. I'd imagine this is a very aggressive bot lane where Lehens is going to be playing Rumble. Rumble Draven. Yeah, that's why we're taking the Jace for the top side. Tilt's still technically a flex pick, but Chovy has played like one game of Jace all time. He's like one of the mids who had never done it. You could take... We don't really need more damage at this stage, but the Jax is still a flex. So actually, this is a pretty good draft in terms of GenG just hiding picks until R5. Because, like, this is almost certainly going to Keen, right? It's almost certainly Jace, Jax, Rumble, right? But there's a possibility that it's not. And so you have to respect it at the very least. So they're going to take Gragas as a counter matchup in the top lane for Kingen. Kingen's Gragas is very good. So the Jace might be a little bit of a mistake here. Like, why necessarily ban the Renekton if we plan on picking Jace instead of just banning Gragas? That's a little weird. Take Ahri for Showmaker. Okay, we're just going to R5 Azir. Kind of boring, but... It's last pick Azir every game for Chovy. No, we're going to take Tristana. Okay.
I think that's fine as well.
Tristana just to provide pressure in the mid lane and to really push up the mid lane and probably to roam into bot. This game is going to end up being played through the bot side for both of these teams.
And I don't think it'll matter. Like, this is the same that I had with the DK and our EOFs. And then you look at, like, how does this work? How does this...
Just hit them.
Well, they will, and I'm sure they'll win because they'll have prio.
Maybe.
I assume most lanes outside the top, but this isn't the controlled and very safe style that I was expecting out of GenG. This looks like they might actually...
This series made me have a lot more respect for Aiming. I mean, Aiming was quite good for the last few years, guys. This year he hasn't been as good, but he has been a high economy AD carry, but he's often delivered.
That's kind of the Korean meme that he looks like a chihuahua. It's a thing. Anyway, yeah, this draft from DPlus looks very nice. Tons of burst, great engage. You focus one target down. The pick potential is insane. The burst damage.
Aiming on Zeri and Lucian is crazy. Well, his Lucian has not been good this year, but his Zeri has always been good.
Yes. Hit him with a hammer, Valdez.
We're just gonna beat you over the head with it instead of making a good comp. Guys, let's jump out of the rift for game number 2. Here we go, game number 2. I said that game number 1 would really set the tone.
I hope
for
not.
the series. Yeah, it was a bit sleepy outside of Keen hitting turrets, I guess.
That was
some
fun.
gold cards occasionally, but this one should have some more fire.
I thought it was cute when he blue carded behind them. It's like, I don't need to stun you.
It's like, I just want to deal damage to you.
I'm not expert. There's quite a lot of cults and stuff in Korea. Yes, that's true.
take out this blue card and hit you with it. GenG getting a bit aggressive in their own right.
Didn't know Christianity had much of a presence in Korea. It's like 30%. It's like the most Christian country in Asia, but still not majority Christian.
In fact, that's exactly what they're doing, and it might be even more as Toby just gonna rocket jump over the wall and pushes them away. Takes a bit of damage for it, but I guess it's gonna make their stance very clear on this topic.
So we talked in draft about them playing very aggressively through the bot side. We're going to see that with the invade and vertical jungling right away.
Try and contest level 1, the lethal tempo. It's exactly the same thing that we talked about in the last game, right?
Yep.
Where you just realistically can't walk up to the... And that was Kalista Renata, which is scary, but we're already cleansing.
Yeah, level 1 tempo, very important, especially in...
That was Kalista Renata, which is scary, but... we're already cleansing.
Yeah, level 1 tempo.
He got hit by bubble, I guess.
Important, especially in a volatile lane like this one.
Or he got hit by exhaust. He got exhausted by aiming. That's what he was cleansing.
Of aiming. They're just desperately fighting for the level 2. But DK, if you don't win this hard enough, like you're trading and you're gonna get dove. So they're like, if we're gonna get dove anyway, we need to hard trade. Try and
It's good by DK because they know the vertical jungling is happening. Oh, he took Flame Spitter at level 2. Okay.
The wave considerably though.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you can get
A lot of times you take Scrap Shield.
Level up. Some minions.
Oh, he stopped the level 3.
No, he's still level 1.
That's huge. That's huge. He stopped Canyon from getting level 3.
He should be able to hit level 2.
It's actually big because Canyon doesn't hit level 3. So he doesn't have leap traps.
He doesn't have Q.
So that might actually be the
Oh, I don't know if he can dive this anymore.
He can always just flash.
Yeah, but he needs to like do one in and one out.
Go for this. Looks like
That's actually massive by aiming.
in a good spot, and aiming and Kellen just going to respect it. As
All right, he got 3. He got 3 though. Flash. Okay, he flashes, gets both of them. Lucid's here though.
level 3, and now he flashes in. Kellen gonna flash away, and now Lucid is here. As we have a 3.
How are we losing this? This is not possible to lose if we're GenG. It's not possible. Okay. Yep, not possible to lose. Okay. They are literally going into the Flame Spitter from Rumble. That it's not possible to lose that. Uh-oh. He doesn't have Counter-Strike now.
Go for the play. He does not have flash. Lehens is so
low, but oh!
Does not have flash.
Check this out, guys. He uses the minion to get the extension onto his E to get the kill. Ooh! Beautiful play by Lucid.
Extension on the creep, and Lehens will eat a first blood that is given over to Lucid.
A different game already, Feldes, as action explodes towards the bot side of the map. Still, GenG.
When you hear Kleos on stream, so pog. Yeah, we have the Kleos button now. Kleos to Lucid for that kill. Very creative. What does Kleos mean? It's an ancient Greek word that roughly translates to glory. It's what the ancient Greeks wanted to acquire, basically.
If Canyon didn't step into that wave, it would have just crashed, and it might have reset, you know, in a spot, or at least pushed back towards aiming and Kellen after their back. Not going to be the case now.
Canyon does end up hitting level 3 because he was still very close, but they don't actually heal Kellen, so they double invest flash. And this is where we do see, I think the minions make a big difference. The fact that...
Yeah, the minions do make a big difference, but it is crazy that they got the kill here.
Aiming gets another rotation. As long as you can get your cooldowns up, it is still quite big. Sidestep from Lucid there on the first harpoon, meaning that the second hitting him doesn't actually end up taking him low enough. Finds the, as you point out, extension on the E. But that's the kill going over to Lucid, which in of itself is quite nice. But not going to be enough, as Lucid does have his smite.
The thing is, the follow-up here from GenG can be pretty crazy on the bot side if they re-gank it. And they did get a nice CS lead as a result of that.
Canyon is, despite all the attention towards the bot side, still going to end up with an experience lead. Although Lucid, obviously, in terms of gold, still feeling great due to the early kill he picked up.
Yeah, gonna be pretty okay for him, as this wave is slowly but surely pushing back into aiming and Kellen, but you can see the damage it has done to their creep score. And Lehens just doing a good job sitting in the brush, getting some feet up. But yeah, might just kind of simmer out for now. Unless they do want to go for a follow-up dive before all the flashes are up. The amount of poke damage is still going to be insane from the Draven and the Rumble, and you see that Lehens and Pays certainly trying to coordinate that here in this bottom lane.
We do have the objective being started. Another big thing that we haven't really talked about yet is that, particularly with the Ahri, you want to hit 6 so badly and as quick as possible as Vi, because that's really where this mid-jungle 2v2 unlocks, where you can ult in aggressively, Showmaker can follow up and get the resets going early. And because of the early play, Lucid just now dinged level 5, so he's pretty substantially behind the curve of where you'd normally be if you just were able to clear continuously. And GenG, as expected, will be able to pick up the early first dragon here.
I think that's our
wow.
I think that's our first time looking at the top lane.
Yeah. I think we got one quick glance earlier.
Didn't last very long.
No.
The Gragas definitely neutralizing it quite a bit. And Keen, certainly a strong Jace player, but it's not going to matter too much. Kingen very well versed in the Gragas himself, especially that AP Gragas, which he has played a bunch. As you see, Aiming and Kellen here just continuously.
Have I reviewed the latest patch? No, I don't really do patch reviews, guys.
Just pushing him away.
Are teams allowed to do off-season trades in LCK? Yeah.
Maybe down on the bottom side of the map, but not to happen here as they look for another red buff steal.
I don't know. I mean, there have been rumors that we would see Tarzan going to DPlus, but after Lucid's recent performances, I don't know if that's going to be true anymore. Oh, he tried. Oh my god, they didn't give Pays the kill. The Hens took the kill! Nice dodge on the bubble. Oh, they tried so hard. The fucking Ignite took it. Ah! Oh no!
Yeah, didn't actually make it out. As soon as the bubble is gone, nice sidestep from Pays there. There is no tool available for DK to keep Lehens from just straight up barbecuing him. Aiming staying alive is big. Kill also didn't go over the pace, sitting on 192 stacks, so could have been much worse. Now it's a 1-for-1 trade.
Get Tarzan on KT instead. Yeah. I mean, that would be my preference. Get Scout onto Hanwha as well while we're at it.
A lot of extra gold. He was only sitting at a longsword at that point in time as well. Now
Scout did exactly the right thing yesterday, guys. What he did was he had a banger series and then ensured that in Game 5, he would be done with LPL playoffs so he could come back to Korea faster. So he showed his value, right? He maxed his value for potential other teams, but then he didn't continue on in LPL playoffs. Genius move. Literally just rocket jumped on Tristana into his death at the most important part of Game 5.
This level of confidence from Kingen is really good to see. I feel like he's ramped up so much over the course of the last month and a half. As here, yeah, the moment that you bubble us down, it's just there's a lot of damage available, and I think they knew Canyon was there. They couldn't get away as Lucid.
Yeah, Canyon getting pretty aggressive in there. Maybe trying to steal away some Raptors. Is now Lucid level 6, but is not going to continue on that. Meanwhile, Aiming and Kellen level 5 here. So
we're still seeing the after effects of the vertical jungling that took place with some of these invades. And the giant CS lead from Pays right now.
A little bit later on with even more stacks, perhaps.
Really, when you think about it, Lehens liking Rumble support is one of the most obvious things in the world. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
This was a man who was known for his Elise.
Scout sprinted that Game 5 last night. Yes, he did. I told you. He just needs to make himself available for Korean teams. But he did really well in the other games of that series.
Oh, now they know. They're like, oh, no.
Oh, boy. And now the equalizer comes down. The exhaust is huge. But Canyon with the 3-man stun comes over.
Oh, now they know. And they're like, oh, he's way back as, oh, Lucid gonna get spotted on the ward. Might be.
So they're trying to make a play here using Vile, but they know Rumble and Draven are 6 now. And they have no idea where Canyon is. So this is pretty risky. Oh, he wasted Q. He wasted Q, guys. Oh, he has no Q. Canyon with the fucking huge three-man stun. Beautiful flash. FaZe gets the money. 1,500 gold advantage for Draven.
We're already looking at 1,500 gold in his inventory.
Keen's been doing okay in this lane too, in spite of the fact that this lane sucks for Jace.
That is effectively 3 kills for the Draven here. Picked up. Oh, DK, if they swept that brush a second earlier, they probably would have gotten out alive, but unfortunately, not the...
So...
A second earlier, they probably would have gotten out alive, but unfortunately...
So what happens is Lucid burns his Q because he wants to take out... He wants to, like... He wants to take this out. So he auto-E autos. But... Beautiful play. Beautiful combo by King and Showmaker.
To the side of Showmaker, who is going to hit the charm after King sets that one up beautifully. Down goes to the Rumble, and Legendz might bite the bullet for this one, as now Keen trying to get in here, but the charm is
Keen?
Toby shows up. Down goes to the Rumble. Perfect.
So I love this. Keen dies. Rumble's in the top side, and they think to themselves, oh, yeah, we can totally make the play here. Because Keen... Why is there a gap in time here? It literally jumps ahead 20 seconds, the VOD. It literally jumps ahead 20 seconds, so I guess we have no idea how this started. That's fucking weird. Well, nothing we can do about that, guys.
The bot side is going to be okay. Kellen, you are level 5. You gotta be real careful there.
I was not fast forwarding, no.
Going to be, I think, still okay for DK. They were pretty substantially behind in gold. As we do take a look at the gold diff. So what happens when Draven gets a kill? I can't remember Pace ever playing Draven, but he has 7 career games, like a 57% win rate on it. I don't recall any of them, but in this game, he really is being set up for success. Kingen? Yeah. Again? Really?
Actually hurts?
No, I mean the Chemtech.
Oh, yeah. I mean, clearly Ox is just,
Again?
Just not trying. As now, Jovi in a bit of a...
Oh my god, Kingen! Kingen! Oh my god, Kingen just having one of his epic playoff Gragas performances. This guy is fucking so good at Gragas in playoffs, but only in playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets Drunken Rage. He E's in. Autos. Flash. Q. Oh, he baits him in. He baits him in for the trade. And then he hits the belly slam again. Oh, I wish I could see his cooldowns. Because Kingen takes a second here, and he's probably waiting for his E to come back up, and he's like, oh, he's still shooting me? Oh my god. Kleos for Kingen. Beautiful.
The last time that I saw someone have a performance like this on Gragas was about
that was so well played.
Oh boy.
It's the engage cone for Canyon. He gets on in. Kellen. Oh, nice bubble. Maybe gonna be able to trade this one back with the TP.
Kingen's here. He's an observer. He's just watching, aiming fuck Canyon in front of him. Kinky.
Yeah, it's fine. He doesn't have stacks. He already cashed in early. As you can see, Gold Lead doesn't really move, which we joke about it, but it is kind of the reality of the situation. Kingen looking for yet another turnaround does mean that they need to send someone towards top. Imagine that it'll be Showmaker as aiming and Kellen are now making their way over. Kingen's going to have to do some heavy lifting, really, because one of the things we haven't talked about yet, because this has actually been an action-packed game, is how does GenG actually play out fights? As Lucid is behind them, but Canyon is on his way.
Uh-oh. Gonna spot him. And did he even notice? It's like going the opposite way. Either way, now it's Lucid against 3, and
all right, Lucid's
one cast from Kingen is not enough.
Lucid's just committing suicide. Okay.
Really clearly not enough as the exhaust.
Not sure why they thought that was going to work.
On the hop away there from Chovy.
Big mistake from Lucid there. Got caught off guard by Canyon showing up, and then it's like, I'm going to die here anyway. Tries to turn it around. Doesn't actually have the damage. That's a costly mistake. As we take another look at this.
Oh, good. Now we can see it from his perspective. Okay, cool. So he flashes forward with the Q, baits him back in, uses R into Drunken Rage, and his E's coming off cooldown. Man, that was like perfectly timed.
I got him.
His spacing there as well, like him walking.
That's
away,
beautifully played
sure
by
that
King.
Tristana doesn't just get maybe get an E and a couple of autos off, and maybe also to make Chovy think, hey, I'm backing up.
Chovy got completely dunked on.
By King and really very aware of the amount of burst output that he has.
Score prediction for Hanwha beating T1,
We haven't seen
3-1.
it so long. Remember that? Was it in summer when, or maybe last year spring when Faker picked it, and then we had like 3 weeks of mid Gragas, and then everyone was like, oh wait, no,
It's like every game.
it's actually bad.
I'm not very confident in that pick, though, guys. I think it's like 60-40 Hanwha. It's definitely not unwinnable for T1.
Never mind.
Yeah. Turns
Like
out when good players play AP Gragas, it
Can I speak Korean? I can get by, you know. Certainly not fluent.
Yeah. We'll see. The team fights though have been way more explosive this time around.
T1 has plot armor. What about Peanut?
For GenG, but these type of scrappy
What
fights
about how?
really
What
work.
about how Doran it always just fucks Zeka in playoffs?
11.
What about how this T1 roster can't win domestic titles?
Because Pay's not here at the moment. Tons of burst comes out from aiming, and it's stolen away by Lucid. This Rift Herald, and now they're going to pick up this eye as well. DK finding a lot of value, and now Showmaker getting on in there. As Willie at the charm, yes he will, right in front of Canyon, and down he will go, just like that. And Kellen got the kill.
He did it! Showmaker killed Canyon!
Willie at the charm, Sid, this Rift Herald, and now they're going to pick up this eye as well. DK finding a lot of value, and now Showmaker getting on in there. As Willie at the charm, yes he will, right in front of Canyon, and down he will go.
Whoops.
Just like that. And Kellen got the kill.
He did it! Showmaker killed Canyon! Kellen got the kill, but I'm crediting that to Showmaker as he goes in.
Oh, the charm gonna hit as well, and now Lucid, he is here on time. Might be traded back with the hands, but no.
All right, now Lucy gets the good kill.
Level 12, it goes back in, and that's just gonna be a trade of
Waste of TP.
Pick one up onto Lucid.
Oh, Pace. Oh, boy. He's fine, right?
Oh, the sidestep going to be huge, and that's going to keep him alive. If he gets hit by that cast, that's going to be big.
Ooh.
Now Kingen takes that last turret shot, barely gets away.
Okay, he actually was fine. Really nicely done there. The predicts, he walked, which, as we all know, one of the best moves in the game. But man,
This game definitely a lot more bloody than the last one. I preferred the last one.
DK at the very least challenging GenG to about, I don't know how many multitudes more than the first game, but this game is fun, Valdez.
Infinitely more, as there wasn't much of a challenge in game one.
No, there wasn't.
And at this point, it's anybody's game, but you really got to like the chances for DPlus Key.
Yeah.
They've really set themselves up. It was a bit back and forth in the very early game, but now 16 minutes in. And again, it's like a situation where, yes, GenG got the first couple of Drakes. They had that Draven Rumble lane.
All right, can they actually take the mid turret here?
It's also like playing this game out as Pace is so hard as.
Ulahan's not quite able to sidestep that one. Showmaker has just. So.
It's also like.
And this is how you play the frontline Lucian.
Hard as.
Ulahan's.
The thing is that they shouldn't actually be trying to stop this because they know, like, basically they know that DPlus knows that they have no ults and they have no equalizer, so they're not, they should, you know, and if they did, they would have dropped equalizer to clear the wave. But he just gets hit by Charm and then culling. That's bad. That's bad play by GenG. They can't defend that mid turret. They should be playing in the side lanes right now. Tristana should be top probably.
Absolutely pivotal, but again, like, and we see it with Lahenter as well. He's one of the most fat members on the team. He's an immobility carry. Same for Keen, by the way, who has to navigate Vi and Ari, which alone is hard, especially when you add Lucian.
Yeah, it is tough because they also don't have anything. So a lot of the time when you play into Lucian, you have like a Nautilus or a Vi, in order to punish him when he steps forward, but this game is very free from aiming. Like, there isn't really anything to stop him from just, like, being in the front of the composition and poking you out, which is exactly how Lucian wants to play in this meta.
Deficit and the CS differentials, they're nothing like the last game, because in this game, GenG actually is fighting with DK. DK is like,
yeah. Absolutely. Again, this is pretty much anybody's game, and you can see what happens.
How come I'm not doing co-streams? The timing is not good for me because I have a family, and also, more importantly, because Riot would never allow me to do co-streams in a million years.
With the calling as well,
I do not like Riot, and Riot does not like me. And even if they were to let me do co-streams, guys, the price of it would be that I couldn't criticize Riot anymore, and I'm the only one capable of doing that, so I'm not going to trade that. I'm not going to make a trade with Riot where they're like, oh, Bonzi, you could co-stream, but in turn, you can't say anything about our new partnership with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'm not making that. I'm not making that trade in my life, guys.
We're not results-based.
I had no other choice. Yeah.
Oh my God, he went Storm Surge.
Yeah. That's a I'm fed item.
If you had 30K viewers, they would. Well, whose fault is that? You guys for not watching. Do they actually say that? Yeah, of course. The co-streamers can't really criticize Riot. Yeah, they absolutely can revoke. They can and will revoke co-streaming privileges if you say mean things. They will do that. So somebody's got to hold those douches responsible. But we're the ones watching? Yeah, but you're not, like, telling your friends or whatever.
Fortunately, we did. There's no response yet, but we'll see if DK actually want to shove. They decide not to. Don't want to run the risk of getting caught in overextension, which, given their history this split, I think is a very good precaution. Now the gold lead, there for DK.
Bold of you to assume I have friends, Monty. Tell your enemies then.
He's been taken out of the game. Obviously, eventually he'll reach a point where his poke is still going to be relevant.
Yeah.
But with how DK has been playing, I feel like they're not going to let him do a whole lot of poking.
Yeah, the issue is...
I'm not interested in having any kind of relationship with Riot, guys. I've been there in my life. It sucked. They suck. They are pieces of shit. I just don't want to deal with them. So I'm not going to. I don't need to, and I'm not going to. End of story. Streaming is not my main form of income. It's fine, guys.
And go, what does it actually do? Because it doesn't have a lot of CC.
Red hammer.
Yeah, they smack him with the red hammer, but they're mostly behind. Lands, you know, he's reached his spike, but this is support rumble. Like, that's... Like, he'll maybe get a second item. He has Zazax, and he has his Leandries. But even that second item is kind of a...
Yeah, the Draven didn't win hard enough in the bot side to snowball this. And their, like, poke/range comp just isn't going to work here. His composition probably would have been better with Maokai, but there were a lot of jungle bans in this game.
You don't even know how much healing and shielding they're going to be able to do. Which, to be fair, looking at 24...
I stopped considering working for Riot because of you. Thank you for preventing me from making a terrible mistake. You're welcome. Don't work for Riot. Fucking weird-ass cult.
Yeah, it's a lot of tenacity against the Jax counter-strike.
That's about it, yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're just asking for DPM numbers now.
I do wonder if DPlus can win from this spot. I think this could be a pretty critical moment in the series where we get to see, okay, DPlus, you have a lead.
I agree.
You have a fantastic composition that allows you to force fights. Can you win? Can you beat them from this spot?
Because as a fan of either teams, you can be like, it's GenG, like they're like 1.5, 2K gold down. Who cares? I got faith in them to pull for the team fight. If you're a DK fan, you look at this and you go, oh God, we've lost way better games. Are we gonna be able to...
Has the LCK split been fun to watch? Yeah, it's been all right. I mean, it's been the typical, like, the bottom teams suck and have no hope of winning. We had a brief excitement with Kwangdong doing well, but then they started sucking too, so... I mean, really all you have to do is watch the playoffs now. You didn't miss a whole lot in the regular season. There's like, in LCK, there's like 1 or 2 good games a week typically.
He's mostly a tool for the rest of his team to generate prio, and to cash in on these engages, but we have seen him have a ton of success in that position.
Yeah, and I think that Lucian has been one of his better picks
Yeah.
for 2024. That and the Zeri have really been the two big ones this season, especially because they've been both back in the meta. Canyon's just going to leap strike into the enemy team. And
Canyon does not value his HP bar.
Yeah, because
guarantee that GenG are giving up. And you know,
I mean, the thing is now GenG just can't actually engage any fight. And this is like the most free Lucian game of all time. Because they have nothing to catch him out, and even if they somehow engage, you know, the Vi and the Gragas are going to be, and the Nami are going to be able to peel so easily with all of their ults. So this is just the aiming playground game.
Like Jax's Counter-Strike is not an engage tool.
It's a follow-up tool.
Yeah, and you have a lot of follow-up on GenG, but not a lot of setup.
Yeah.
Which I do think you're looking for. That said, though, it's a 1k gold lead, right? It's in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean that much. As Chovy, obviously, in terms of CS, doing great.
Do you want to talk about your main form of income? Yeah, my podcast company.
Chovy's ahead on goal.
It's not a mystery.
CS.
I also do some consulting.
Tech him PC, man. What is happening? But yeah, it really is just that. And Showmaker at this point is still incredibly fed, has 10 stacks on a Magi's as well. So, maybe going to catch out Lehens here. He's going to be forced to flash. And he might still go down as now the damage is just...
Showmaker, damn. Such a good Ahri game. But this is really just free. The problem, guys, is like you look at this and you think, wow, Showmaker and Aiming are having a very good game. But this is actually just a free game for Lucian and Ahri because there's nothing to punish them from dashing forward. So they just get all of their damage out every single time.
I wonder if this is a preamble to a setup for the Baron.
We buy those AG1 Raycon Trolley Factor and Liquid IV. Yes, thank you very much for doing that.
At the very least, you can go for the mid lane here.
Yep, new sponsor next week too. True, we have a new sponsor next week. And sponsors keep on coming, guys. Very exciting.
You know, you're not getting value out of your Storm Surge. You need to do a little bit more damage there. The calling was already used, so I think a lot of the power...
Yeah, this draft ended up just being kind of sad from GenG. They needed to win lane harder, but the Gragas really fucked that up in the top side. And then they hit some stumbling blocks like Chovy dying to Kingen as well. And they didn't get enough of a lead out of the bot lane, and just a bummer. It's whatever, though.
It is great, but it's still a Soul Valdez.
Yeah, it does spawn the Elder Drake, which we always love.
I do love Elder Dragon.
Or our challengers, Elder Flips, that we are nowadays getting in the LCK.
There is no losers bracket for this? No, there is. This is the losers bracket portion, so DPlus is not eliminated. They will play the loser of T1 versus Hanwha.
Stack sitting on 357 once again after getting that second kill.
It's very telling that Pays like...
Also level 3 gank. Yeah, it did get Pays ahead, though. That's the thing, is like, it wasn't as good as it could have been. You know, the tower dive and pushing past the tower, but they did deny a lot of CS.
Aiming still has a ton of pressure as... Ooh, Chovy. Not even on free items yet, but already threatening their king and has to use his ultimate.
Yeah, he's going to have IE soon, and already Chovy is beginning to do some insane amount of damage.
Canyon.
Just going to get on in there and try to take out Kellen, but now Canyon just going to be burst to smithereens by the Ahri, who is just owning this game. And
Ah, okay, so here's how they engage. You wait for them to engage into you, and then you use your teleport to engage, to trade 1 for 1. And that's probably about as good as it's going to get for GenG this game.
Having a rough one there. I think DK didn't want to risk us. Oh, the pick.
Have DK or GenG made a roster change from last Worlds? I mean, don't you have eyes? Canyon switched teams. Keen is on this team. Lehens is on this team now. Aiming's on this team. Lucid and Kingen are on DPlus. So they've all changed 3 players. They kept Kellen and Showmaker, and they kept Pays and Chovy. That was it. Everybody else changed. I don't remember. Well, there you go.
Here comes Showmaker, but the charm this time is going to miss. If he lands that one, I think Keen dies.
Lucid getting a little bit overeager there. The response from GenG, very rapid. If they end up losing Canyon and they also use Lehens' ultimate.
H-Code on a 700 gold given over to Showmaker. Yeah, I think he's just dead. I mean, you press R, Showmaker's here, there's the charm, and Chovy...
Yep, just chain CC'd.
700 gold given over to
Yikes.
Showmaker.
Why did they get rid of Delight? Probably didn't have enough money to keep him.
Already. Yeah.
Am I skipping forward? Yes, because this game is really boring. It's not a beautiful macro masterclass like the last game.
Not the best macro.
GenG does not have a composition that can function at this point in the game.
DK to start this because
It's actually like impossible for them to win.
is he going to be able to get in there? No equalizer.
They can't engage. They can't disengage. They just take it in the face every time from Lucian and Ari. Look, Showmaker can just dash at them infinitely.
Yeah, they want to try
It's just free. You know, GenG has no way to actually sweep out vision.
not going to flip it. They say no flip.
Yep, no flip it.
Take that chance.
Good call, but they need to get something out of it. I don't know.
Do you agree that HLE being best bot in LCK? Yes.
They would just run towards the Drake and take that. That I would have been fine with. This seems like a little bit too much safety there. DK maybe being haunted by some of them.
Canyon should start leap striking at them to get more flashes, like last game. Lehens is cheaper than Delight. So GenG, the players took pay cuts to play together. So if Delight didn't want to like take less money, you know, basically GenG has said like, hey, we had a budget, and the player and they're like, if you guys want to play together, you have to fit into this budget. So I think Lehens just took a less big deal, whereas Delight may not have wanted to. There's also the fact that Delight is less of a shot caller than Lehens, and with the departure of Peanut, having Lehens and Chovy be the shot callers of this team is probably better than having it, you know, Delight. Delight is not a very vocal player from what I understand, but Lehens is talking all the time. So I think it was also just purely for like, you know, team composition reasons.
All right, I take it back, DK. Flawless play. All according to plan. Baron secured. You give up Chemtech soul point. Sure. No harm done there.
Guys, just trade the Drake for Baron. Good trade.
Possibly the most when it comes to mid late game. How do they use their Red Bull Baron power play? Because teams like GenG T1, they get one Baron, game's done. They get like 1 or 2 inhibs. They siege extremely well, and that's it. We need to see the base of GenG actually be cracked open here. We'll see if DK is able to do that. They have the tools to force people off of these waves, but one misstep into the double infinity edge. 80 carries on GenG.
Thoughts on administering salary caps like in the NBA? Well, they're doing that now. And that already exists in LPL. It will be happening in LCK. But I think it's a good idea.
Already onto aiming just to push them away so they can clear the wave. That's essentially what that was used for.
DK, you have enough Baron buffs to use it on multiple waves.
No, one lane.
No, not one lane.
5v5. The gentleman's back.
Is this the desperation Canyon engage?
That's fine. They just poke.
All right, just get Chovy. Just kill him.
Oh my God, Canyon with the huge counter engage again. Flash count, man, his flash counter strikes have been so good this game. Doesn't matter though, because their comp is bullshit.
V4 in this game, and Showmaker still alive, still doing insane amounts, and should have benefited on even more stacks. He's at 24.
If you could put any LCK mid in a Hanwha, who would you pick? Well, I mean Chovy, because he's the best one. And he's worked with Peanut and Doran before. But I don't want him off of GenG, so obviously I would just put Showmaker or BDD in there. Showmaker go.
Yeah, that they do. Keeps him alive. And there's only 45 seconds left on this Baron. Chovy waiting and trying to...
If I only take AG1 in my protein powder but eat garbage for calories, junk food would still be enough for gym muscle building, or do I have to eat clean? Dude, you're going to have better results if you eat clean. Come on, don't eat junk food. They're supplements. They're not a substitution. They supplement your diet. They're not a diet substitute. Although I will say it depends. You can dirty bulk if you just need calories. Like if you're skinny, maybe you can do that. But it's still not going to be as good as just like, I don't know, eating food that's better for you.
Will they continue on the push is really the main question. It's looking likely, but now the minions are not buffed up. Still could look for a play when the Spirit Rush does come up for Showmaker. That's what it looks like they are going for. As, oh man, that calling damage in a pace as well. A Spirit Rush.
Oh man, beautiful charm.
Here onto Keen, but
well, this was a terrible draft from GenG. This is actually just not worth watching, guys.
I mean, so much pressure, but Showmaker is so unbelievably fed. Like, how can it not be over?
Showmaker literally can just walk on anybody for free. He has 25 Magi stacks. It's impossible to kill him. Oh my god, beautiful charm again.
So much pressure, but he has an arm guard. Oh my god.
Base is fed. Oh, that was a little scary.
I suppose.
Hey,
it's anybody's game.
It's bot lane in him. You can just contest for Drake while that's down.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I was ready to give this one over to the side of DPlus. I thought they did it, but apparently it's not quite done just yet. Lucid on a ward, unfortunately for him.
Oh yeah, he thought it was fine because the control ward just outside of range. Showmaker.
Oh my god, Showmaker. Jesus. Jesus. Terrible equalizer. Oh, Showmaker flash charm. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful fight. It's gorgeous. So good. Is Rumble actually that good in bot? Yes, he's very good right now.
There's no way. There's just no way, right? Chovy is going to live.
Well, is he? Oh, Kellen! The red buff not enough to actually kill him.
Guys, you can just end the game. You can just win. They end? I mean, they should be able to, right?
Yeah, they can end. All right. Oh, man. Well, very clean game from DPlus, but that composition turned out to be absolute ass.